Our officials today hoping for a clean game, as are we all. And the man at the controls, at least to start this game for Eastern Michigan, is Tyler Wiegers, the graduate senior transfer from Iowa. Deep shot on the first play from scrimmage, incomplete as he looked for Arthur Jackson, second down.
See Eastern Michigan trying to go vertical right away, and that's something this offense needs, is more explosion plays, something they had against Buffalo. But if they're going to keep score with Western Michigan, they're going to have to connect, and that man right there, Arthur Jackson, is their big play guy down the field.
Shaq Van is the tailback. From the 25, a man jumps for Western. This could be a free play. Pass is caught by Blake Banham after a gain of 4.
Looks like he was able to get back. We don't have any laundry on the field. Oh, I see it. There it is.
The numbers for Tyler Wiegers.
Offside. Defense, number 58. 5-yard penalty.
As the penalty goes against Antonio Balabani, the defensive end for Western Michigan. And so even though the pass was complete, Eastern accepts the 5-yard penalty. Who do we have for impact players, Marcus, in this one?
Well, on both sides of the football, I'll tell you right now, offensively it's going to be Shaq Van for Eastern Michigan. We'll see what happens after this play.
Clean pocket for Wiegers, and the pass is hauled in across midfield. First down, Eastern Michigan, after Dylan Drummond brings it in.
Watch Tyler Wiegers in the pocket here. He has a clean throwing lane. When he has time, he's one of the most accurate passers in all of college football. A week ago, he went into that game leading the country in pass completion percentage, but right there he threw his receiver open and gets the play down the field.
Just the 8th catch of the season for the true freshman Drummond. Eastern with the ball in Western territory. Here's Shaq Van's first carry of the game, and he's dragged down behind the line of scrimmage by Drake Spears.
Well, Drake Spears will be my impact player on the other side of the ball for Western Michigan. You see Shaq Van's numbers on the years. Had a great career at Eastern, battled some injuries, but I think he's key to the running game. But Drake Spears, I think he's been a breakout guy for Western Michigan. 8 tackles a week ago. He can make plays behind the line of scrimmage, whether it's a tackle for a loss or a sack, and you saw it right there.
Western Michigan graduated 3 linebackers last year, but they knew Drake Spears was in the pipeline. High snap, Wiegers has it. He's in trouble and sacked. Balabani cleaned him up, and Kalen Guillory was the first to arrive, a loss of 7.
See, this is why Eastern Michigan has been struggling this year. They'll make some progress, and right when they get to midfield, something will happen. They'll shoot themselves in the foot, but give the Broncos front 4 a ton of credit. Big Holly, French, and those guys getting up the field, being disruptive in the backfield. Now they're on 3rd and forever, and it's awfully tough to get a first down in this situation.
Ball back on Eastern side of the 50. Shaq Van. He's getting close to the first down marker, ruled down at the 39-yard line. Western Michigan needed the 37, but a 19-yard pickup on 3rd and 21.
That's why he's an impact player. I like the call by Coach Creighton. Western was in a prevent defense. You run a draw play, give it to Shaq Van. Now you're in 4-down territory. I think this is 4-down territory for Eastern Michigan. So right here is going to be a very important play for Eastern Michigan and the Broncos.
How about this, an I formation look, play action. Man is open in the flat, but the pass was thrown low and incomplete, looking for the fullback, Tyler Lyle.
Very uncharacteristic pass by Wiegers. It was low in the dirt. I really thought he had his tight end down the field wide open. If we can take a look here, you see Bryce Kemp went vertical, but that pass was low, just a little too low for Lyle to handle. Missed opportunity for Eastern Michigan, and I think that's been the story of their season. The first 6 weeks.
Sure was a good play call. Lyle was open, but worth noting that the fullback from Kalamazoo here in town has not caught a pass this year. So now we see John Wasink and this high-octane Western Michigan offense for the first time. Here's Levante Bellamy, the Mac's leading rusher, and he plows ahead for a gain of 7.
One of the things that Western likes to do offensively is run that outside zone. I mean, even in 2017, they hung their hat on getting the ball outside. You see Max Crosby's our impact player for today. Dwayne Eskridge, the wide receiver, has had a great career as a big play guy. I'm expecting him to do some things if he gets a chance to take a lot of snaps today.
He won't do much on the sideline, and here's Jamari Bogan, Western Michigan's second tailback, and he picks up a first down.
One thing about Western Michigan is they can go tempo, and they run, like I was trying to say, that inside-outside zone. Those are their only 2 run plays. So Eastern Michigan's going to get a heavy dose of it.
Bogan again, fifth-year senior, met at the line of scrimmage, and he falls forward for 2.
As you see Jalen Pickett, number 6, getting in there, the Will linebacker. 12 tackles a week ago and a forced fumble in the loss to Northern Illinois. You see Calhoun assisting on the tackle. He also had 12. So this is going to be a knockdown, drag out. And I think whoever runs the ball the best will have a better percentage of probably winning this game, better chance.
Rockwall and Pickett, the 2 linebackers for Eastern Michigan, were on the field almost the entirety of that 3-overtime game last week. In the flat, here's Bellamy. Brought down by Brody Hoying, the redshirt junior from Coldwater, Ohio.
One thing about this offense is they're going to get Bellamy the football in different ways. That was just a glorified toss sweep. Wasink looked down the field, but he knew he was going to go to his check down guy, Bellamy, especially in space versus these linebackers. And Bellamy was clocked at a 4.3 laser time last spring. So this guy has all the jets that you need to hit the home run.
Keep an eye on him. Another talented receiver on the perimeter that we talked about in our pregame coverage. The freshman Jaden Reed only needed 3, and he's got it for a Western Michigan first down.
See Justin Moody with the stop. That's the one thing about playing slot in this offense. Reed last week. Let's take a look right here, Chris. Watch how he just ripped it up on the slot fade. They call it a what? A box fade. And that's a mismatch for any safety in this conference, I think. When you go vertical and you run wheel routes, they did a good job of mixing the play calling up, but running the same play from a different way.
He became just the second MAC freshman wide receiver to haul in 4 touchdown catches. He's wide open over the middle and is brought down by the last guy who could have prevented a touchdown, Justin Moody. And Western has the ball in the red zone.
That's what happens when you run the ball effectively. You run, and then you hit them across the middle right behind the linebackers. And when you're that inside receiver, which he was, you see him ISO'd here, you get a free release.
Bellamy, end zone, 6 points Western. They start quick. "14-yard touchdown run." And that was ruthless efficiency by Western Michigan's offense.
We'll take a look and see the Bronco fans love it. It's just the outside zone play. And what that play does is it creates run lanes. When those offensive linemen on the right side, Brooks and those guys, the right tackle, when they're in concert and they move like the old Temptations used to move, there's going to be some run lanes.
Gavin Petty knocks it home. That was a 7-play, 61-yard drive that took 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Western sets the tone, 7-0 in Kalamazoo. Mark, is a big part of the reason why Western Michigan has one of the top offenses on the ground in the MAC is because of the work of its offensive line. Here's one of just many run plays, as a matter of fact, that we saw on that first drive. And pay attention to the pulling guards. Mike Caliendo there with a Velcro block to help Jamari Bogan pick up some extra yards.
Yeah, this offensive line was tremendous on this entire drive. See the big fella, Luke Jariga, the right guard, really sprung that touchdown for Bellamy. I mean, they've been running this play for years. Bellamy's had a great career so far, and he understands exactly where that football is supposed to hit. And as a defense, you just can't overrun it. You're going to have to find a way to get penetration and disrupt that outside zone.
Eastern Michigan signaled for a fair catch on the first kickoff of the game, and that is duplicated here by Arthur Jackson.
Well, that's been Eastern Michigan's deal on the kickoff return this year. At one point, they were only one of two teams to not return a kick. They returned one last week, but Coach Creighton, we've talked to him several times, and he said, hey, he's done the math. He'd rather have it on the 25.
Now look at this, Marcus. Mike Glass, the second quarterback in this platoon offense for Eastern Michigan, takes over for the second drive for the Eagles. Glass did not play at all in the 3-overtime loss to Northern last week. He was a game-time decision and was just a little too banged up to play. And you can play the what-if game. If Glass had been available, things might have turned out differently for Eastern.
Yeah, they were just one-dimensional offensively at the quarterback position, and Mike Glass is a dual-threat guy. He has the ability to run and run the zone read and some other trick plays.
Pass is caught by Drummond, the freshman, and he's thundered out of bounds by A.J. Thomas, a gain of 5. Here is the comparison between Wiegers and Glass, and Eastern has been effective rotating the two in pretty consistently. There is not a package for Wiegers or an offensive package for Glass. They run the same system.
Well, and the other thing is they each bring something different to the table. I look at Glass like the old school Vinny Microwave Johnson. I think that's a little too far for you, the Detroit Bad Boys, but he's instant offense. he's the microwave. You see it right here.
There's an instant first down for Glass, who uses his legs to pick up 6. Hey, I appreciate the history lesson.
Oh, yeah, Bad Boys, baby.
Lay it on me.
And Mike Glass is one of those bad boys. We'll take a look. See, this is what they didn't have the option to do last week. They don't really want to run that with Wiegers. He's more of a drop-back guy. He's an accurate passer. Glass gives them that edge runner, the zone read stuff, and Chris Creighton really looks at these quarterbacks as 1A and 1B. It just depends on the flow of the game.
Let me know if you see Rick Mahorn anywhere out there. Banham with the catch. And he was just tripped up by A.J. Thomas, but another gain of around 5 or 6.
This is how Eastern really substitute their run game, is they play action and they throw quick outs, 5-yard outs, so that they can try to stay in manageable situations and don't get behind the sticks. And Glass is very comfortable throwing that out route, but, you know, against Buffalo, he threw a 76-yarder, a 75-yarder. He has a big arm, too, big live arm, and can make all the throws.
Second and manageable for Eastern Michigan. They did get the ball across the 50 on their first drive of the game, but turned it over on downs. Pass is caught by Jackson, and he's back into Western territory to the 45.
See, now Western Michigan, they're on their heels defensively. You don't know whether to blitz because of the quarterback run. If you stay in zone, you see 4 receivers out. Glass has all day to throw the football, breaks the pocket, and then as a back-end guy in the secondary, you're not going to be able to cover all day, especially in zone. And then he found Jackson wide open.
Gain of 13 on the play. Second drive of the opening quarter for Eastern. Nothing up the middle. Breck Turner was the ball carrier. He was gobbled up by Wesley French, the 6'5", 295-pound junior from Benton Harbor, Michigan.
Oh, big Wesley French, a former offensive lineman. You see him right to the right of your screen. He used his hands well and just got by the big fella. Jake Donnellan, he just escaped the block, but he's a former offensive lineman, so he understands what's going on the other side of the football and how to attack another offensive lineman.
Western Michigan's defense much maligned. They come in averaging 32 points per game, but They started the season with blowout losses to Michigan. As the ball's on the ground, they gave up a lot of points to Syracuse, too, to wrap up that thought. And Eastern Michigan, lucky to hang on to the football. They lose back to the 50.
Yeah, Chris, earlier on their last drive, I told you, once Eastern gets to the 50-yard line, they just start to fall apart. You see the missed block there by Turner. Glass has poor ball security, and now they're on 3rd and 15. Once again, last series they were on 3rd and 20 or 3rd and 19 from the same area on the field when Shaq Van ran the draw play.
Another 3rd and long for Eastern. Pocket collapses, and down he goes. A lot of dark jerseys in there. Najee Clayton, the Rutgers transfer, helped out on the play.
Well, at that time, Najee Clayton was a spy on Mike Glass. Everyone else was in man-to-man coverage on 3rd and 15. And when you have a guy like Glass in the game, you don't want to turn him loose. And you'll see number 7, Clayton, come from the right of your screen. That's good coverage, but that's the quarterback spy. He plays outside linebacker. And at 6'2", 220, he can fly around and run and play in space. So he was assigned to Mike Glass on that 3rd down.
Jake Julian gets the kick away. He's the reigning MAC West Special Teams Player of the Week. Not a bad kick. It rolls inside the 10. Western Michigan takes control for the 2nd time today. How will Chris Creighton's defense respond? The bio blast on Tim Lester, the second-year head coach for Western Michigan. Again, a standout quarterback in the late 90s in Kalamazoo. We talked to longtime Western Michigan radio broadcaster Robin Hook before the game, and he remembers Tim Lester as a gunslinger, Brett Favre-style quarterback who loved to air it out.
Yeah, he could play. We actually played in the same era. I'm a couple of years older than him, and there's been a few times on the call when I've teased him about lighting it up, but he was a great one for sure.
A gash run for a first down for Western Michigan to begin this drive. That was Chase Brown, the true freshman from Bradenton, Florida. They go deep in the running back core here.
They always have, even going back to Franklin, who graduated. I mean, this offense is built on being tough. Coach Lester, you see him calling the plays. It's something he's very familiar with. You know, he's been a head coach at different levels and coordinating, quarterback coach all over the place. So he really understands offense, but he likes to run the ball downhill.
Brown with his second straight carry.
I think for Eastern Michigan, first down is going to have to change up. I mean, most of the time when you start a game, you stay in your safe calls, your first down calls. But I think they need to dial up some pressure and maybe right up the middle and just not be afraid to cover some of these wide receivers man-to-man, even with Reed out there, who's definitely a home run hitter. But they're going to have to get Western behind the sticks.
Look at the relaxed press coverage on the corner there. Wasink with time, down the middle, and he airmails Jaden Reed. Marcus, the strength of Eastern Michigan's defense really is its secondary. They could be tough to beat over the top today.
Yeah, and they can cover. Ross Williams and McGill and those guys made some big plays. And obviously Brody Hoying, he's had an outstanding career. I mean, he's a turnover machine. You know, he's been in the end zone and caused fumbles all over the place. They just have to get more pressure on first down, and I think Western gave him a gift by trying to take a shot.
Flag flies in, and on the boundary, the pass is caught by Keyshawn Watson, the junior. The flag came in right around the time of the snap.
Yeah, illegal formation. False.
Illegal formation, 5 men in the backfield. Offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
So here comes a 2nd and 15.
Yeah, Western just didn't get lined up correctly. There are too many guys in the backfield. You have to check with the official. And you say, hey, sir, am I on? I'm on. Hey, am I okay? And sometimes when you go tempo, you don't get a chance to check, and the quarterback doesn't get a chance to really scan over the entire formation.
Bogan on the carry. He's a load, isn't he? 5'7", 190 pounds on the roster, but Tucker on the carry, beg your pardon, 5'8", 210. He's a load too.
Yeah, for years, Western has been recruiting the 5'9" to 5'8" type running backs. Obviously, Mike Hart, the former Michigan running back, was a former running back coach here. And some of those guys have his running style, but this offense is built for shorter, compact backs who can hide behind linemen and find open creases.
And Mike Hart's at Indiana now, right?
Yeah, Mike Hart's at Indiana.
There's a dart over the middle, batted in the air and intercepted by Jalen Pickett. I'm not sure what John Wasink saw there other than a lot of white jerseys.
Yeah, Wasink, I think he forced that one. He needs to understand the situation in the game, and we'll see right here. As you see, he had a clean pocket. We got 4 guys in white shirts standing there, Chris. You can't turn it over. Jalen Pickett with the interception to give the Eagles great field position.
All the trimmings and the trappings of homecoming here in Kalamazoo. 7-0 Western Michigan. Eastern Michigan football. And Tyler Wiegers is the quarterback. Eastern keeps it on the ground and puts it in the hands of Willie Parker.
Well, now Eastern has an opportunity. Wiegers back in the game with a short field. Let's see how they got the ball to start this possession. Washington gave a half roll left, threw back to his right. I don't really think he scanned what was going on in between the hashes. He looked to his left, tried to look everyone off, but the Eastern defense was very disciplined.
And throwing late over the middle, one of the cardinal sins for a quarterback as Parker carries to the 30. We talked about the depth